gained popularity today is because there's been all these, memos saying don't discuss climate change, EPA, don't publish your reports to the public. A lot of scientists are taking this kind of as a slap in the face too.
Yeah. What initially led me to found the club was kind of just every Socratic seminar that we've had, and like it happened in English. And every time I would always leave the class feeling like there was more to say, that the discussion wasn't quite over. And I loved them. So between those two, we kind of wanted a place that we could kind of extend those Socratic seminars, or in this case, just kind of discuss whatever we wanted to discuss. And there were a lot of my friends, including myself, that just enjoy discussing politics and current events. So that's what we decided to do.
You decided that this secret's big enough to show, but this isn't.
So I first reached out to my friends Michael Leisner and Coleman Brockmeyer about the idea near the end of last year, and they both loved the idea. And we decided to talk to Mr. White because Mr. White was a teacher who really enjoyed discussion. You could tell. A lot of teachers had Socratic seminars, but you could tell that he loved it when we got to have that kind of dialogue with our peers. And so he was the perfect person to ask. He was always willing to help his students, and he loved the idea of students being active in their communities and discussing the things that affect our country.
PC culture /
PC culture, oh yeah, that was a good one.
Absolutely, and no matter where it's coming from, I mean, it goes back to our history. I'm willing to die for your right to disagree with me. And that, number one, we're human beings. We're Americans, and by having different ideas come into play in a discussion, that's outstanding, and we should encourage that. We should, and then if like Shawnee Mission East, we're certainly challenged because we're not a diverse school. So we always talk about these things, So how would this group think about this situation in history? What were their views? What were they going through? I think that has to happen. If we're not doing that at Shawnee Mission East and in Johnson County, then we're fooling ourselves on what the best answer is and the direction we need to go for this nation.
It seems like there wasn't a small amount of guilt for either party.
Yeah, well, first of all, the members in the club are outstanding individuals. Okay, they're not going to be judging you in any way, and they're just there to have a conversation. And the more viewpoints that are brought in, the more interesting it is, more exciting, because everyone has a different viewpoint. Everyone has a different background. They grew up in different environments, and so that just assists all of our knowledge. I lay back on that. In discussion in life, we're all ignorant, we're all prejudiced, and we're certainly insecure. And with Discussion Club, we try we'll dissolve all that. We will once we understand that about ourselves, we can then feel free to share our opinions and hopefully get closer to the actual truth.
They did it, but what they said was true, and they did bring to light information. And is that whistleblowing?
The salacious stuff or the political stuff?
No,
The political stuff.
I
When
wouldn't
they
necessarily call it whistleblowing.
Okay.
Whistleblowing implies that there's some huge crime or